Welcome to the show. This is Category 5 Technology TV, and let me check the time. Oh, it is just about time to start the show. This is episode number 475 of Category 5 Technology TV. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Happy Halloween! And tonight we're going to actually be learning how to use the Pano View 360 video camera. So stick around. We're going to unbox one. And we're going to learn all about it.
The episode you've been waiting for. All right, and here is what's coming up in the Category 5.tv newsroom. AT&T and Time Warner are merging to create an ISP, TV, and media giant. An AI judge created by British scientists can predict human rights rulings with 79% accuracy. A device that makes broccoli taste like chocolate has been developed. Awesome. Smart home devices were used as weapons in a massive website attack on Friday. A clever scam on Microsoft Windows uses the blue screen of death to trick users into calling the scammers. And a major breakthrough this week in AI-driven speech-to-text comes from the labs at Microsoft. Stick around. The full details are coming up later in the show.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. Starring Sasha and your host, Robbie Ferguson.
I'm supposed to start talking in a Cockney accent.
Cockney? Just all of a sudden, right after the break, suddenly, Ash, she's just talking like that.
I totally cannot do that.
Oh, I guess yours would be, you'd be more like that.
Yeah.
Talking like that.
It's probably never going to happen. Sorry,
not going to happen?
Wells.
Well, hey, welcome to the show. This is Category 5 Technology TV, episode number 475.
Happy Halloween.
How are you? Have you dressed up? Well, get Skype ready. Give us a call. Show us your costume. And Skype us at category5.tv. That is our Skype ID. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got viewer questions, if you want to ask us a question, or, hey, if you just want to banter with us and participate in the show that way and bounce some ideas around, we'd love to chat with you. Give us a call on Skype video, category5.tv.
It would be so super awesome to see if you have dressed up, to be honest with you. And maybe if you've guessed what we were going to be to begin with. We've had like crazy Halloween costume concepts in the past. And this one is for sure the most comfortable.
I'm actually going to wear this every single day. I didn't realize, though, I'm sitting here and every time I put my arms down,
You're tap dancing.
Yeah, that's the sounds. Them's the sound effects. But I got the whole kit, folks. I mean, this is the start of steampunk.
That's right.
I love this. You guys have seen my steampunk watch. Well, this is the steampunk pocket watch. A real working steampunk pocket watch that you can see right through.
I had zero clue what steampunk was before you said, hey, let's do steampunk this year.
What?
Like,
steampunk?
okay.
All right. Cool.
So I went on Amazon through our affiliate links. And I...
Well, thanks.
No problem. And bought a costume.
Perfect. Hey, speaking of buying costumes on Amazon, I know there's very little time, a little less than a week left before Halloween. But if you haven't got your costume yet, there's actually still time. If you do it now, head on over to our website, category5.tv, click on our partner links, and you'll be able to, in fact, get your costume in time.
That's right.
They've got, like, next day shipping.
Right. And because you have lots of time for it, you could also add in some Christmas gifts since it's 8 weeks till Christmas.
Yeah.
Cover a couple
Oh, don't
holidays.
do that to me. Oh, boy.
There's no snow here. However, I'm
Not
sure
yet.
there's snow
It's been
for
cold.
some
I'm actually
of you.
these gloves I actually wore today, and in fact these gloves are electrical. They're electrical hand warmers. And I learned something today.
What did you learn today?
Well, I washed my hands, and then my hands were cold because they were wet, and I didn't clue in that you shouldn't put on your electrical gloves when your hands are wet.
You cannot have a snowball fight in those gloves.
No, these are for sitting at your desk, and
Those are
and they
desk
also make
gloves.
great steampunk gloves. But yeah, I got a little bit of a zap on my right hand. That was a little bit of a pick me up this morning.
That's right. Well, later in the newsroom, we'll learn how that will make it taste like chocolate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just a little on the tongue. Well,
crazy.
Sasha,
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, well, more than a couple of weeks, it's taken me a full-out month to produce, and it's coming along great. Episode number 471. Of course, the 360 video is available on our website, category5.tv, and the standard edition finished rendering after 4 straight days of rendering yesterday night. So it's not ready yet because it was late getting finished, but it's going to be uploaded this weekend and everything should be up and going. So it's been a lot of work getting there, but I've learned a lot about 360 video. It's a lot of fun to work with, but it's a lot of work. And the one thing about 360 video is there aren't a lot of resources out there to help you to buy a 360 camera and then actually use it. Well, what do you do with this little circle video? Well, I'm going to teach you how to do all that. I'm going to teach you how to use it.
You're very good for that. You trudge through and you learn things.
Somebody's got to do it, folks.
Yeah.
The things I do for you.
It's crazy. I would know nothing about tech if I wasn't on this show. I will tell you.
You learn a few things here?
Well, yeah, a thing or two.
Yeah, good. And you're going to learn tonight, first of all, we're going to start off with the unboxing of the very camera that we use for our 360 special. That goes back to episode number 471. And then we're going to proceed with actually checking out the camera. We're going to make a really quick little video, and then over the course of the series, we're going to teach you how to actually work with that video that we're going to shoot tonight. So stick around, and we'll be covering all that tonight. In the meantime, we're going to jump over to the unboxing, which was pre-recorded. Obviously, had to be done before episode 471 because otherwise the box was already open. So we're going to jump back in time, steampunk style, and jump back and check out that unboxing. We'll be back after this. There's the Panovision camera. 360 experience video. Now it's interesting how these cameras shoot, because what you actually end up with is a sphere. It's like a circle in the middle of a square window. So it is 4K video, but it shoots in an odd format. It is 2448 by 2448. It's a perfect square, the video, when it comes off the camera. So then, and it's 30 frames a second, so it's fantastic. So then you need to use special software to view it, or you can convert it for YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do that in a little bit. But basically, this it shoots a lot different because you get that square video. So it's not like you can just pull it right off the camera and watch it on your TV. You're just going to have a circle in the middle, which is really, really a weird effect. Okay, but this is the unboxing. We're going to get into features in a little bit, but for now, let's just get in there. So what do we got? We've got all the different view modes that it supports here. We've got VR, half and half, 360-degree panorama, annular. I don't even know what that word is. Annular. I think they mean like a circle that you look around from the inside. Half round. I think that's like a half a sphere, which is what you're seeing right now, but on a vertical axis. Inner rim, round, and square. So, of course, for YouTube, we want that 360-degree panorama video. That's going to be pretty cool. What else have we got here as far as specs? It's got an 8-megapixel CMOS image sensor. It has an aperture of f2.0, f equals 1.1 millimeters is what it says. The view angle in its entirety is 220 degrees. So as you can imagine, with 220 as opposed to 180, when you have two cameras butted together, you actually have some overlap to work with, so that you can really work out the stitching, so that it has that nice, smooth, seamless connection between the two cameras. So you have a little more than you need, so that you can go over, and you can see that if you look to your left or right. You can see that it goes a little beyond the 180, and that's at 220. As far as storage media, it says it'll take a micro SD 64 gig. We're actually using a Kingston 128 gig right now, so there's your proof that it actually works with larger. What else have we got? Micro USB 1 port. It's got HD output via HDMI mini, so that's the itty-bitty thing that you need to have the adapter for, very similar to a GoPro or an SJ-Cam. What else? H.264 video format, JPEG image format, And the resolution of photos is up to 16 megapixels, and that will give you the full panoramic photo as well. So you can set it down, take a picture, and then later on you can actually view it in the 360 space, which is awesome. And again, it says micro SD card capacity maximum to 64 gigabytes, but I'm using a 128 gig card right now from Kingston, so we just proved them wrong. There you have it. So let's get into the box. It's called the Panavision, and you're going to find different brands printed on these, and that's because different manufacturers or different importers can actually have their brand printed on it. But basically, we've got just the raw version, and I just dropped something. Oh, that's the battery. Oh, and I'm dropping all kinds of stuff here. Wowzers. That's a keychain from the distribution warehouse. Okay, so here's the camera itself. There it is, and you'll see that it comes in a waterproof case. So how do you like that? And you'll also notice that it has GoPro compatible accessories. So if you've already bought one of our kits off of cat5.tv/actioncam, this is actually going to be compatible with your kit. Put it on your head. Put it on your chest and shoot that way. How fantastic. But also, if you're shooting with a drone, you can stick this on the bottom of the drone. You can look around down below. That's pretty neat. It's also how we're going to be able to butt two of them together. Actually, we're not going to use a GoPro mount. We're going to use that to put it on a tripod. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But underneath of the camera, you will see it actually has a threading for 1/4-inch tripod mount. And this comes right out of the case here, the waterproof case. All right, so just let's take it out and take a look. Comes in various colors. I've got one that's just solid black, and this one here, of course, has some white, and it's just a bezel. So the camera itself is black, and then it's got the bezel that you can that comes on it. So there you go. Let's pull off all of this protective stuff, and that's what the lens looks like. See that? It's pretty neat stuff. So that little lens is actually quite large lens, actually, when you think of an Actioncam, is able to pick up like to 220 degrees, so it actually sees beyond the case itself, the chassis itself. It's seeing downward in a way, and then a bubble around it. Pretty neat. It's got Wi-Fi, so you can use your phone or your iPod Touch or Android device, whatever you want to use, to connect to it wirelessly, and you can see it live. So you can use it as kind of like a security video camera, hit record or take a picture when you need to, or of course you can use that in order to view the videos if you want to. You can actually stream them live or pre-recorded from the camera itself. So the camera itself is pretty simple. There's a button for Wi-Fi, there's a button for navigation, there's a power button, and a record button. It's got a built-in microphone, though the quality, as you'll see here tonight, is not fantastic. But again, just like any Actioncam, we're going to use a headset or a lapel lavalier microphone or something like a Video Pro microphone, a shotgun mic, in order to supplement the sound coming off the camera, and then we just use the camera's sound as the cue track. Okay, so there's the camera, nice and tiny. What can I compare it to? I mean, you can see in my hands, it's pretty small. It's lightweight. It's going to go comfortably if you're going to take it somewhere or use it in the field. I like that it's GoPro compatible. You could hang it up on a branch just by screwing in with the bike mount. You can put it on your bike if you want and record it that way, or you can do some nature videos and things like that, which is pretty cool. I've got a couple of extra accessories that they threw in the box for me, which we're not going to include in the unboxing just because it's not applicable. But there we go. There's the bottom of the box. And here we go for the accessories. There's that mic clip, not mic, bike clip that I was talking about. Again, GoPro compatible, right? So it's exactly the same as any GoPro clip. Good quality stuff. This came with it at this price point. Like, this is consumer grade 360 video at 220 degrees. And again, if you buy a second one, you butt them together, and then you can use free stitching software in order to make it so that you've got the full 360. Then we've got another guy here to extend the GoPro mount. I mean, I don't even have to review everything that comes out of the bag. There's a couple of Velcro straps for attaching it to whatever. This allows you to use the GoPro accessories without the waterproof case, because you remember the bottom of the camera has the threading not for GoPro, The GoPro mount is on the waterproof case that came with it as well. Okay, so if you're using it outside of the waterproof case, which you'll want to do if you want to use the microphone built in, then you can use this accessory to go into the 1/4" thread, and now it has a GoPro mount as well. You might want to, I'll probably, if I'm flying this on a drone, I'm going to use the waterproof case just in case, because it gives it also a little bit of shatter resistance, but you could do it this way as well and mount it like that. If you want, you can power it by USB. You don't have to power it by battery. The battery could actually be a backup. So if you want to power it by battery, you could even use this, if you'd like, as a little bit of a pseudo 360-degree surveillance camera. Why not? There's the USB cable. This is the same as an Android phone, so it's going to be compatible with any cables that you already have. And of course, you can charge the camera with just a little wall wart or something like that. More random GoPro compatible accessories, a helmet mount for your GoPro style helmet mount, no problem. What else? There's an extension kind of thing to make it a little longer. Lots of accessories in here, eh? It's fantastic. Okay, this little guy, you're going to say, what the heck is that? It has the 1/4" threading, and then it's got just nothing. That's actually for this bad boy. Okay, so this is the mount that we're going to be using to butt these together. So the camera just kind of sits in there. There it is. And then typically what you would do is screw this in to hold it into place. So this is basically a bit of a seat for the camera. I'm not going to actually screw that in right now, but it sits like that to put the GoPro mount on the back of the camera rather than on the bottom. However, what we're going to do is we're going to take two cameras, and if you'll excuse me here, follow me if you like. I'm just going to grab my bag, my sack for all of our British viewers. Okay. So in here, I brought something that came from home that was delivered a couple weeks ago, and we've also got these on our site at cat5.tv/actioncam. So if you want something like this, if you want to do a similar setup. These are just two-sided, 1/4" threaded adapters, okay? So they're just a couple bucks. Came with two. I only need one, but it came with two, so I've got an extra one. Anyone want it? Okay. So now, with this, see what it is? It's got 1/4" on both sides. So now I'm going to screw that in here with this little seat on there. Let's see if maybe if I poke it through a little bit first. This one's brand new right out of the box. It's never had anything in there. There we go. Takes a bit of force. There we go. So now we've got that in there. And we only need the one for the one camera. There we are. And now, see what I've got? Now I've got a 1/4" threading to put the other camera on the butt end of this one. And then we've got the GoPro mount to adapt. Now it didn't come with it, but I do have a GoPro to tripod 1/4" adapter here. So now we're going to be able to put these like this, back to back with the camera that I'm talking on right now on this end, and we're going to get the full 360 degrees to work with. So then we can stitch it together in the software. We're going to look at that in a few minutes' time. So there it is. That's what comes in the box of the Panavision. I'm really impressed with the amount of accessories, and it's really just to get you started. You can pick up one of the packs off of our website, cat5.tv/actioncam, and that kit has everything, including the tripod mount that we want, and it's going to get you started. So this is a great way to get started with 360 video. It's on the cheap, and as I say, because you can do this with just one camera to get the 220 degrees, even though you're going to have that black space, you're going to lose some of the video because you don't have the other side of the other lens on the other side. You can get away with basically splitting the cost in half. So start with that, and then order a second camera when you're ready to start shooting the full 360. Or, hey, you know what? Just go ahead and buy both cameras. You're still going to save a lot of money. It's a lot cheaper than buying a similar quality full 360. I think, see what I'm thinking, I sound like I'm losing my train of thought. I'm not. I'm actually thinking about how this works, because each of these cameras is 4K. Remember what I was saying there? The video is 2448 by 2448. So if you get a camera that has the lens on both sides, it will shoot all of the hemispheres. It will shoot all the way around 360 full. However, you're still only 4K. So technically, my source video from 2 of these cameras is 8K because I have 2 4K sources. One on this side of the camera, one on this side of the camera. So technically, I'm getting a higher resolution image. Double the resolution, in fact. Then when I take it into my stitching software, of course, I'm going to be taking it down to 4K, but because my source image, you know how this works, because my source is higher quality, I'm actually going to be getting a lot better video quality. That's my theory. We're going to put it to the test tonight, so stick around. All right, that's the unboxing of the Panovision. Get one at cat5.tv/actioncam, and we'll be right back after this with more 360 video with the Panovision cameras right here on Category 5 Technology TV. Don't go anywhere. Jeff Weston.
Yeah, man.
You're building a brand new, beautiful website.
What?
Aren't you?
No. Am I?
Oh, you're a terrible actor.
What?
This is where acting comes into play.
Oh, I didn't know we were acting.
You're supposed to act.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, I'm building a really cool website. Are you building a really cool website? You need hosting. One of the things about a hosting account is you don't want to have limitations put on your website.
It's true.
How much hard drive space do you have? How many email accounts? How many domains can point to it? Well, we've got an amazing deal for you. For a very limited time, cat5.tv/dreamhost, for just $5 and a bit of change per month, you are going to get unlimited website hosting, unlimited email accounts on that hosting service. You are also going to receive a free domain name.
Ooh.
So your own .com.
Nice.
To put that amazing website that you've been working on
It's
on
true.
there. If you want to build a WordPress site, fine. Sign up, cat5.tv/dreamhost.
Just don't put Panama Papers on it.
Just don't do it. But hey, it's a great deal, folks. Best deal you're going to find. $5 and change per month. Go to cat5.tv/dreamhost. Welcome back. This is Category 5 Technology TV. I'm your host, Robbie Ferguson.
I am Sasha Dermatis.
I was thinking that to fall into the proper vernacular of the era, that I would have to call you Mr. Matus. But then I realized it sounded like I was saying Mr. Matus.
That is true.
And then I thought, that makes a great nickname. I'm going to start calling you Mr. Matus.
I think not. I think that I will call you Dobby or Slobby.
Or like, yeah, I had Hobby in the chat room.
I like
so
that.
That one works. That one works.
Robbie's hobbies.
In our in our video there, the unboxing video, it was asked what kind of microphone we were using, and in fact, I was using the microphone that I'm wearing tonight, the headset mic. And what you saw in front of me was the 360 camera, the other hemisphere of it that I had in the square on the bottom right of the screen. So that's how I was able to do the picture-in-picture there. So
Right.
because we have the 2 cameras.
Well, that makes sense.
So
The other half of the 360 camera is actually a 220, which is funny, right?
well, it's
Because it's 220, but it's half of a 360.
So you've got 440 degrees to work with, and it's fabulous.
Is
And
awesome.
through the course of the series, you're going to understand what that means when it comes to stitching the 2 cameras together, because what you might have noticed if you watch back at episode number 471 of Category 5 Technology TV is that if you look down, there's no tripod.
Right.
How's that possible? Where'd the tripod go?
It's trickery.
We've got 220 degrees, so we're able to cancel out
right.
through, basic parallaxing, basically. We're able to get rid of some of the elements of the picture.
Well, that's just butter on bacon.
It's just like that. So, Sasha, we're going to head over to your very steampunk edition of the news tonight. And then after that, we're going to shoot a quick little video with our 360 rig. And then we're going to be using that through the course of the series in order to teach you how to actually use these cameras and make your own 360 video. So you want to stick around.
All right.
Right over to you.
Here are the stories we're covering this week in the Category 5.tv newsroom. AT&T and Time Warner are merging to create an ISP, TV, and media giant. An AI judge created by British scientists can predict human rights rulings with 79% accuracy. A device that makes broccoli taste like chocolate has been developed. Smart home devices were used as weapons in a massive website attack on Friday. A clever scam on Microsoft Windows utilizes the blue screen of death to trick users into calling the scammers. And a major breakthrough this week in AI-driven speech-to-text comes from the labs at Microsoft. These stories are coming right up. Don't go anywhere.
Now here's another great way you can support the shows you love from the Category5.tv network by shopping at Gearbest.
That's right, Jeff. cat5.tv/Gearbest. It's an online store for the geek streak in you.
Or the loved ones.
Well, of course. I mean, especially your loved ones, right? Because cat5.tv/Gearbest, quite frankly, has all of the greatest tech gifts that you could ever hope for at rock-bottom prices.
Do they have cell phones?
You betcha. Cat5.tv/Gearbest has a wide assortment of unlocked Android cell phones and tablets.
What about consumer electronics? Those make a great gift.
Absolutely. From high-tech watches to action cameras, headphones, even virtual reality headsets. Cat5.tv/Gearbest has you covered. They literally have it all, Jeff. Literally.
Really?
It's like a superstore right from the comfort of your own chair at your computer through the interweb.
Yeah. There's no way they have it all.
It's true.
It's just a bunch of random electronics.
Test me.
What about clothes?
Yep. Both men and women, fashionable apparel at rock-bottom super-duper prices.
Kind of like this?
Well, look at this coat. What do you think? It's a slimming mock leather jacket.
I love it.
It's available for less than $30 plus free shipping at cat5.tv/Gearbest.
Yeah, all right. You kind of got me there.
Wow. Any other questions for me, Jeff?
Now that the winter has passed, flying season. Do they have any good deals on, say, drone copters?
Oh my goodness! Well, check this out. Dude, they have everything. Check out over 500 various drones. And not only that, they're available marked down by about 30 to up to 63% off the regular price.
Love it. What's the website again?
Well, you're going to find Gearbest on our partners pages for any of your favorite Category 5 TV shows like New Every Day, Category 5 Technology TV, The Pixel Shadow. But of course, if you want to shop absolutely right now and you want to go straight to the site, all you have to do is visit cat5.tv/Gearbest.
See, that's easy. cat5.tv/Gearbest.
That's right. Happy shopping.
I'm Sasha and here are the top stories for the week of October 26, 2016. AT&T and Time Warner Inc. have made their rumored merger official, with AT&T to purchase the media company for $85.4 billion in cash and stock. The total transaction value is $108.7 billion when factoring in Time Warner's debt. AT&T's announcement Saturday evening listed some of the many media properties the company will own if the merger is allowed by U.S. regulators. AT&T is already the largest pay TV provider in the U.S. thanks to last year's purchase of DirecTV. It is also the third largest provider of home internet service after Comcast and Charter, and the second largest provider of mobile data and voice services after Verizon Wireless. AT&T intends to close the transaction before the end of 2017. It will require review by the U.S. Department of Justice and possibly by the Federal Communication Commission. Sorry. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump says his administration would block the AT&T Time Warner merger because it's too much concentration of power in the hands of too few. Can I just pause for a moment and say Donald Trump said that something was
too much power
in the hands of too few? Donald Trump? Mr. Trump? Well, I don't know. To be honest with you, I totally get where he's coming from. It's just Donald Trump can't say anything about too much power.
A slight bit of irony and hypocrisy in that statement.
Oh, Mr. Donald. All right. An artificial intelligence judge that can accurately predict many of Europe's top human rights court rulings has been created by a team of computer scientists and legal experts. The AI system, developed by researchers from the University College London, the University of Sheffield, and the University of Pennsylvania, parsed 584 cases which had previously been heard at the European Court of Human Rights and successfully predicted 79% of the decisions. A machine learning algorithm was trained to search for patterns in the English language data sets relating to 3 articles of the European Convention on Human Rights. The cases examined were equally split between those that did find rights violations and those that didn't. Despite the AI's success, the legal profession is safe for now. UCL's computer scientist Nicholas Alteris, who led the study, said, "We don't see AI replacing judges or lawyers, but we think that they'd find it useful for rapidly identifying patterns in cases that led to certain outcomes." I think it would be useful actually in cases when lawyers are picking whether or not they want to take a client on. They can just pop that into the computer and be like,
Let's see what the AI says.
No, it says you are
With a 79% accuracy, the computer says no.
The odds are not in your favor. I am sorry. Scientists at City University London recently showed off a device called the Taste Buddy that electrically tricks your tongue into thinking a vegetable like broccoli tastes like chocolate. All you have to do is put a device in your mouth and let it zap you for a bit. Taste Buddy works by stimulating taste buds in a way that allows it to imitate the sensation we get from sweet or salty foods. The hope is that this technology will convince people to eat healthy foods by making them taste like something they enjoy, with the natural conversion being from vegetables to saccharine treats. Eventually, the tech in Taste Buddy might be shrunk down and built into utensils, allowing people to decide the flavor of anything they eat. Don't get too excited, though. The team has given Taste Buddy a tentative release date of within the next 20 years.
Chocolate.
This will save many marriages, I would say.
You're a terrible cook, love. Just zap it with Taste Buddy.
Exactly.
Lasagna.
Lasagna is the one thing I did right so far.
Way to go.
I can tell you, Dave, who is the cook in our relationship, has definitely muscled through a couple of meals I have created. Taste Buddy will be definitely a member of our family.
Wonderful.
Chocolate.
Wait for it. Chocolate. Yum.
Hackers used internet-connected home devices such as CCTV cameras and printers to attack popular websites on Friday. Twitter, Spotify, and Reddit were among the sites taken offline Friday. Each uses a company called DIN, which was the target of the attack, to direct users to its website. Security analysts now believe the attack used the Internet of Things, web-connected home devices, to launch the assault. DIN is a DNS service, an internet phone book, which directs users to the internet address where the website is stored. Such services are a crucial part of web infrastructure. On Friday, it came under a distributed denial of service attack, which relies on thousands of machines sending coordinated messages to overwhelm the service. The global event involved tens of millions of internet addresses.
Wow.
Crazy. The malware scours the web looking for IoT devices protected by little more than factory default usernames and passwords, and it has been determined that many of the devices involved in last week's attack came from Chinese manufacturers with easy-to-guess username and passwords that cannot be changed by the user, a vulnerability which the malware exploits. Once compromised, the malware enlists the devices in attacks that hurl junk traffic at an online target. Jeff Jarmonk, head of security for global business service Salesforce, pointed out that the internet infrastructure is supposed to be more robust. He tweeted, "In a relatively short time, we've taken a system built to resist destruction by nuclear weapons and made it vulnerable to toasters." It all serves as a reminder that despite the internet being a hugely robust communication system, there are still some pinch points that mean a targeted attack can cause widespread damage. This is actually a really big deal when you can't change your password or your username for something. I hate thinking that people just assume things like baby monitors and smart
it's a fatal
fridges.
flaw, really.
Yeah.
All the smart devices that are coming out, thermostats and things, and then finding out that the password is a default generic password that can be obtained just by reverse engineering it.
Yeah, your password is 0000. You've got problems. I feel like
I sit down with my headphones once in a while and I turn them on and it pairs and my phone doesn't work. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? It's paired. Mm-hmm. And then I check my phone, it's not paired. So, okay, that's weird. So then I try pairing again, it pairs. It's not paired to my phone. What's it pairing to? There's something nearby that it is pairing to. Mm-hmm. Probably in a neighbor's residence.
Funny story about that, actually. Dave and I went to a party like New Year's Eve last year, and he had his phone with a great selection of music on it.
Yeah.
And paired it to the TV at the neighbor's house.
Ah, yes.
The neighbor's 5 or 6 houses down, so you wouldn't actually think that this is an issue.
No.
But then later, like 2 days later, we were at our place, and he wanted to show a video. I think it was like a movie clip or something to friends, and he was like, "Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working?"
Dear.
And the neighbor calls him and says, "What are you trying to watch?" We cut into their movie.
Oh my goodness.
So it happens, right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's a funny story. That's not like the toaster taking an entire community offline or anything.
Yeah.
There you go.
Scary thing.
Microsoft has sounded the alarm over a fake installer for its security essentials, which attempts to trick victims into contacting bogus help centers. Microsoft has sounded the alarm over a fake installer for its security essentials, which attempts to trick victims into contacting bogus help centers. Tech support scammers have stepped up their technical game, prompting a severe warning from Microsoft over a new Windows malware that mimics Microsoft's free Security Essentials antivirus and then displays a fake blue screen of death, or a BSOD, with an error message and a suggestion to call a 1-800 number that is not Microsoft Support Center. The malware disables Task Manager to prevent users from terminating the fake BSOD and hides the mouse cursor to make the user think Windows is not responding. Clever. This crafty example of an emerging tactic that's having a greater success at roping people into tech support scams. So instead of cold calling would-be targets, scammers are using online pop-up ads and fake security warnings to encourage people to contact a bogus support center. Microsoft said on its Malware Protection Center blog, real error messages from Microsoft do not include support contact details. They go on to say, "We've seen attackers becoming more sophisticated with their social engineering tactics to try to mislead users into calling for technical support, and then they're asked for payment to fix the problem, a problem that doesn't exist." That's actually very evil and clever.
Very smart.
Yes.
But, the people fall for it all the time. And I get the calls very frequently. And more often than not, if you encounter this kind of thing on Microsoft Windows, safest thing for you to do is to reboot your computer and just see if it goes away.
Right.
If it does, then it's quite probable, and the reason I say that is it's quite probable it was a malicious advertisement. Mm-hmm. Now, in this particular case, it's a program that has been installed on your computer, that you have downloaded a fake version of Windows Security Essentials.
Oh, yeah.
I believe
and how
it
would
was, right?
And how would you know? You would only know, really, if...
Well, it's a Windows 10 blue screen of death.
Right.
And it was Security Essentials, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Security Essentials is no longer on Windows 10. So if you're told to download it, then no. It's Windows Defender is the one that comes with Windows 10. Mm-hmm. But you want to be using something more robust, something like ESET. ESET's new version 10 suite came out today. So, if you want the top of the line protection, that's where you want to go. But you got to be really careful of those things. So quite often it's reboot the computer, make sure that nothing is awry, make sure that everything, it doesn't re-show itself.
So in this case, because Task Manager is disabled, you would just like press the power button
It's a
until the
hard
whole
thing,
thing
yeah.
turns
A
off?
lot of times they really take over the system. This
Right.
particular one, though, is probably going to need some malware removal. So you're going to have an anti-malware product installed that's not Windows Security Essentials. And get that cleaned up. And if it's really tricky, then you want to take it into a shop and get them to clean it up properly for you. They have boot disks and things and abilities to pull your hard drive out, connect it to a specialized piece of equipment that runs scans without booting up the hard drive. And
Right.
that protects you from spreading an infection, or worst case scenario, some of these things will damage your files through encryption and ransomware and things like that.
It's crazy trickery. I mean, I understand why they're going away from phone calls because everybody is leery now. And
This is smart because
Yeah.
this puts the contact on the person.
right.
So they trick you into thinking that you are the one reaching out. Oh, they're not reaching out to me. No, I'm the one who picked up the phone to call for tech support because I'm
Right.
having a problem. It's not them calling you up and saying, hello, this is Microsoft, and we have detected you have a problem. Let us into your
Right,
computer.
exactly.
No, it's the other way around. So they're tricking folks by making them feel that I am empowered. I'm the one who has made the choice to make this call,
Right. Oh,
never realizing that it was based on
devious.
a false...
I wonder if they
error
put you on
message.
hold when you call.
Oh,
Your call
definitely
is
not.
important
No, they
to
go
us.
straight to let's
No.
get this fixed. Let's get this fixed. Let's get your credit card number,
I know.
and let's go from there.
Yeah, but
Let's
then
get
I
into
would
your
be
computer.
I'd be suspicious then. What? There
Then
was
they
a
remoting-
representative immediately available? This must be a scam.
You notice when Microsoft said we don't ever put our phone number in our error messages?
Yes.
They don't usually put their phone number anywhere, and they certainly don't answer the phone immediately, and they certainly don't provide free support.
Exactly. Yeah. So if somebody's really eager to help you, it's not really Microsoft.
Not likely.
Okay. Speech recognition software isn't perfect, but it is a little closer to human this week, as a Microsoft artificial intelligence and research team reached a major milestone in speech-to-text development. Their system reached a historically low word error rate of 5.9%, equal to the accuracy of a professional human transcriptionist. The system can discern words as clearly and accurately as two people having a conversation might understand one another. According to Microsoft's blog, by combining their open source computational network toolkit and obsessing over the project, the team was able to beat its goal of human parity by years in just months. They hit the parity milestone around 3:30 in the morning last Wednesday when Zhudong Huang, the company's chief speech scientist, woke up to the breakthrough. Huang said this isn't a breakthrough just for AI wonks and researchers pulling all-nighters. It's a difference you'll likely notice when you're talking to an AI assistant in the near future. So, I didn't even know wonks were a thing.
Let alone a word that a guy named Huang would use. Yeah.
Huang. And if he woke up at 3:30 in the morning, he wasn't in fact pulling an all-nighter. He did sleep. So
Perhaps just for a moment with one eye open.
just for a moment.
Just keeping an eye on the AI. to see.
Imagine how exciting that would have been for his life.
Revolutionary.
Like, huge big deal for this guy.
Mm.
I like it. I like when things go super right. Big thanks this week to Roy W. Nash, Bronze Shroud, Steve Delaney, and our communities of viewers for submitting stories this week. Thanks for watching the Category5.tv newsroom. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your tech news with a slight Linux bias. And for more free content, be sure to check out our website. From the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Sasha Dermatis.
This is Category 5 Technology TV, and thank you so much, Sasha Dermatis.
Yes.
Mr. Matis.
No. That will not.
Hear it how you want.
It won't
Miss Dermatis.
I'm changing it to Rickman.
It's polite.
Huh? Then you can't do anything.
Mrs. Rickman.
Ms.
Mrs. Rickman.
Mrs. Rickman.
Ms. Rickman.
Ms. Rickman.
Sounds like a high school principal.
I used to not be able to say my R's. That would have been horrible. Wickman.
Ms. Wickman. Ms. Wickman.
So, to quickly change the topic, Category5.tv is a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here, cat5.tv/TPN. And the International Association of Internet Broadcasters, which is cat5.tv/IAIB.
Thank you to everyone who has shown their support for Category 5 TV Network this week. It means a lot that you've taken the time to go to donate.category5.tv, throwing something in the tip jar. I know several of you have done that this week, and it just means so much. There are also folks who maybe haven't wanted to do the Patreon thing, and so they've actually subscribed to a monthly donation through PayPal, and that's done through the tip jar, and we appreciate you. It makes such a huge difference. Our bills are on the rise, and as you know, we are volunteers here at Category 5 TV, and it really helps us out to have your support kind of financing the things that we do here. But also, of course, thank you to our patrons who have been there for us and supporting us through the past couple of years since we launched that. We'd really love to see our patronage increase. If you've never heard of Patreon, it's a really cool way to support Category 5 TV, because all you have to do is just go in, subscribe, enter your information. It's all very simple, very easy to do. And then every time we release an episode of Category 5 Technology TV, it costs you as little as 25 cents.
Yeah, you set the amount, right? So you can set
you do.
25 cents, 50 cents, $1.50 per episode, right? And then it just takes it off of, say you put in a credit card, right? It takes it off just once a month. So it's not like you're running up transactions.
So it's like $1 a month.
Exactly.
If you did 25 cents. So we ask for 25 cents an episode. There are folks who give as much as $10 per episode. And obviously that makes a very, very sizable difference all at once. And we appreciate those who are able to do that.
This is for things like paying the bills, like keeping us here. This isn't
in our studio.
Yeah, this is not for, like, I don't know, to make me not a volunteer and pay me money or anything. I am happy to volunteer here.
That would be nice if that could happen.
It would be certainly nice, but that's not what it's for.
When I think about the 25 cents per episode idea, it all comes down to power and numbers. We have so many viewers. Head on over to our viewer location map, and you'll see, go to our website, go to the bottom, and you'll see the link to the viewer location map. And you'll see that there are people all over the world watching Category 5 Technology TV. And if you're one of those people who can give 25 cents per episode and wants to support what we do, you don't have to. Don't get me wrong. That's not something that's not how we work. This is free. We do it for free, but it costs us money. And so your contributions help us to be able to do it for free, so that people who maybe can't support us monetarily are able to watch the show for free.
Right. The other really super cool thing about Patreon is that when you are a contributor, you get emails and behind the scenes coverage and prizes sometimes.
Folks, how do you like the new website? Have you seen the new website?
I have. I got a little sneak peek.
Everybody who is a patron got a sneak peek. We actually released it to you, the patrons, late last week.
Yeah.
And then it launched, I believe it was Sunday or Monday that it launched actually to the public. So you had a couple of days there to get to see some of the work in progress as I was developing it. So all kinds of little perks there when you're watching, when you're supporting us through Patreon. With the new website, so let's take a real quick review of our new website, category5.tv. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but as you know, we're volunteers and it's tough to put that amount of work. We have terabytes of video through our service. So now that you go to category5.tv, you can see that we're more than just Category 5 Technology TV. We've been trying to develop other shows as well. We're on season 2 of New Every Day. We've also got the Drone Zone, the Show. We've got the Pixel Shadow as well, which is 17 episodes in. And so there's a lot of video content there, and of course a lot of tech content. And one of the things that I'm really excited about, I think you'll probably be fairly excited about this too, is the expansion of the newsroom.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. The one thing though is that they get to read now the news stories, which is fabulous, except that now you'll be able to see when I sometimes
Make up words.
Make up or skip entire names. Sometimes I just like, I'm like, that kind of...
The CEO of such and such a Japanese company.
Yeah. Or like
is
this crazy small town in Germany that will not be named ever.
Well, now you know because you can read all about it. I have to be mindful because sometimes I spell things phonetically for the teleprompter to make it easier for you folks.
You do that?
Yeah, I do. But now that it goes up on the website, can't do it as much, so I have to watch.
Right.
Because otherwise people will call it spelling errors. But really it was there phonetically for you. So on our new website, category5.tv, you'll see the newsroom. You can actually scroll back a couple weeks and you can click to read and watch the category5.tv newsroom. Learn to use our website, and it's a work in progress. It's a huge project, but as a work in progress, I'm working on making sure that all the content is there for you, and then we'll be adapting it to include things like the viewer accounts so that you can log in again, so that you can register. That's that's just on hold for the moment because that's a fairly sizable thing to implement. And right now, my focus is more on content, making sure that everything is there for you, that there aren't too many bugs and blips and missing images and dead links and things like that.
So yeah, we hear that you miss it. It's coming back.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And the links are at the very bottom of the page is the other thing that we should mention.
There are some links at the very bottom.
Yes.
For video, you can use our really amazing search, which is powered by Algolia, and they've done a fantastic job in providing us with a back end to be able to search through all of our video content. But that search is strictly for video at this time. I wonder if we can maybe adapt it to include some of the text pages as well, but for now it's strictly video. So if you're looking for things that are video, you can use the search. If you're looking for things on the site, you can go to the very bottom. In the footer is where I put some of the links. In the menu system, which is growing as we add more features, that will be, they'll all be there as well. And if something is truly missing, today I got a message on YouTube that the countdown was missing.
Oh.
So I added that. So little things like that. Let me know. One thing that, just in, finally speaking about the website, category5.tv, one thing that is very exciting about it is it's, first of all, it's mobile friendly, okay?
That is super awesome.
Second of all, it is, it's an automated system. So that means when I go live on Telestream Wirecast,
right,
it automatically puts that we're live on the website. It automatically creates all the links. It automatically puts it online so that you can watch live.
If somebody's on the website and we go live, they don't have to click anything? It just happens?
No, I've left it so that you still have to click on the live button, but the live button will show up.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't want to just have it pop up and
must
interrupt.
Watch us.
We're live. Now you cannot surf our website.
Hello? Can you hear me?
There you go. So lots of exciting things coming from our new website, category5.tv. Check it out. Okay. Ready to get back into it? Mm-hmm. I make my own sound effects.
Here it is.
This is our camera rig for 360 video. And as you saw in the unboxing, it's basically two of these 360 by 220 cameras butted together. Okay? So I've used the GoPro mount, the side mount. I've used one of those two-sided quarter-inch threaded adapters.
Right.
See that? Okay. Ooh, so simple. And this gives us the full 360-degree view. There we are. So the one thing about this is just making sure that your buttons are not in a position where they're going to get pushed while you're recording, because I had that happen where the buttons were in the wrong spot and it actually stopped the video.
Oh, dear.
So one of our tests was flawed because of that. So then I just kind of screw all that together and... let's see here. Yeah, all looks good. So we've got our Kingston cards. Kingston micro SD cards. I've got some 64 gig cards that we have put in here, and they're ready to go. They're already pre-formatted. But basically, so when I fire this up, I just hold in the power button. I'm looking over here because I have a screen. Oh. And the screen comes on there. It's just a little black and white LED.
Oh, yes.
LCD, I guess. charging full. It has a full battery. So once it's fired up, I can see that I've got a full battery. I can see that I've got, actually the cards that are in here are still the 128 gigs. So these have 84.6 gigs free and they're ready to go. So now I'm going to fire up the other camera. So now I'm going to have both cameras all booted up. And when we were live, what I did is I actually had a USB cable going into each so that I didn't have to worry about battery life.
Oh, that's smart.
Because we were live for 2.5 hours plus.
Now, without that, how long would the batteries last?
You're probably getting about 40, 45 minutes on a single battery.
Okay.
These are pretty standard batteries. They're the same as, I believe they're the same as my SJ cams, as a matter of fact. So you're not going to have any trouble, getting a couple of extra batteries for it. But basically, by plugging it into USB, you're charging the battery, and you're also powering it off of USB. Okay. So it just makes sense. So now that I've got both cameras turned on, all I need to do is just put my fingers on both cameras to push record, and 3, 2, 1, click. And just make sure that we're rolling. No, I just woke them up. 3, 2, 1, click. Okay, now they're rolling. You can look at the screen to see the status.
Okay.
So now by doing them both at the same time, basically, I might be a fraction of a second off, but now both sides of the camera are very, very close to sync.
That's good.
It makes things easier.
Yeah.
I cut you off. You were going to say it. It makes things easier.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth, Robbie.
Okay, so I'm going to try to hold this fairly stable. This is going to be really weird for you folks because I'm holding this, and it's a 360 view. But there you have it. So we're actually recording right now.
In 360.
In 360. This is a video that we're going to be using to produce, to show you how this camera can be used. So I'm shooting 4K per side, so a full 8K of video, and then we're going to be putting it into a spherical 4K equirectangular video format eventually. We're going to do everything. You're going to learn all about how to work with this stuff.
Marvelous.
So that's all that we need to do. Now, as you know, we're recording to these cameras with the internal microphones, just like you saw in our unboxing video. But I'm also recording to the show with my headset microphone. Always have a supplemental audio source for any video that you're doing. So that might mean a lavalier microphone going into a recording device. I use a Zoom H4n. It works fantastic. So, that's a great way to do it. And then you just sync up the audio later, and then you get better quality audio.
That's smart. Sir once said you can sync by using a clapper or a camera flash.
Yeah, you can use a clapboard. I like to use a clapboard, but sometimes I'll just clap my hands.
Oh, that's smart too.
And then you've got a nice little spike in the audio, and you can also see the video portion of when your hands have the impact. So, but there you have it. Okay, so there's our video. How do we look tonight? You can kind of look around a little bit. You can see my computer screen. You can see our camera there. Right. We're actually recording this live on the air on episode number 475. And this is going to be produced in the next couple of instances of this series as we look at how to make 360 video with these consumer devices. So these devices are available at cat5.tv/actioncam. And as you can see at home, we've got two of them butted back to back. And that gives us the view of not just the front, but also the rear of the camera as well, or however you want to position it. So that's all there is to it. So,
there you have it.
Hope you enjoyed the demonstration.
Super happy we picked this episode to do this.
Yeah, because we look awesome. This is how we dress.
Amazing.
This is how we dress every day. I'm thinking that might be a good thing. I like the hat, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It makes my head look huge.
Because it's itty bitty. Yeah. Mine makes me look like I have a little munchkin head.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that gives us enough footage to work with. So there we go. So now I can just push the stop button on each. Doesn't have to be synchronous. There we go. So I have both sides, and I can confirm that because they were both rolling. And then hold in the power button
to turn it off. Wait for the tone.
There we go. Okay, now that was handheld, so a little bit shaky, and that's going to be a little bit weird when you're looking at it through your headset. But when we are shooting our actual episodes, we're using something like this. So this is a 1/4 inch to GoPro mount.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what this does is it now takes our little makeshift mounting apparatus here and allows me to, okay, so now I can put that on there, and now the whole rig can be mounted on a tripod.
Right.
Nice and stable. It's not going to be moving, it's not going to be jiggling or anything like that.
Right.
There's our rig with the tripod mount. Super
Very
simple,
cool.
super cheap as well, and does a fantastic job.
If you
Ooh,
don't have...
works as a desktop
that's
thing.
true. If you don't have something like that, does it autocorrect for shaky coffee hands, or you're just going to have shaky video?
Yeah, you'd have a little bit of shake because I can't imagine the amount of work it would be to stabilize equirectangular or spherical video. Because you have two, you're going to understand this in the coming weeks, because you have two sources that are butted together, and then we're going to stitch them together so that it becomes a sphere, so that
Right.
these two hemispheres become a full sphere. Well, if you try to do shake correction on that, it's going to bump
Right.
the videos out of their stitching.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that would be incredibly difficult and or impossible.
So maybe you ought to invest in a tripod.
A tripod is a great idea. Or if you're going to be hanging it, we're going to do all kinds of things. Froggy was asking if we're going to be hanging it from a drone. We are. We've got the FreeX X5, the MCFX-01. We're going to be putting this on the bottom of it, and we're going to be flying up. I'm not sure. The two cameras may be a little. No, I think the FreeX can handle that. It's a bit heavy. It's much heavier than just a GoPro, but I think it'll get up in the air. If not, we'll do a the hemisphere instead of the full 360.
You would want to be sure, right? Because something like that, it could be,
Get 3,000 feet up into the air
and then crash.
crash? No, I wouldn't do that. No, you always test. We'll go through that as well on the drone zone.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
I'm
I
excited.
hope you enjoyed, the kind of the preemptive introduction to this series as we gear up for the lessons on how to produce VR video, if you will, 360 video using consumer gear. And today is actually the 26th. So today is the date that we've got the Nikon Key Mission 360 coming out. So that's a big deal. We carry them on our B&H affiliate link. So if you go to cat5.tv/BH, that's another option for 360 video. But again, now it's 4K though. So I'm excited to see how it's going to perform. This has got the full 8K that we're working with, but it does go down to 4K. So our resulting file is going to be 4K. But I wonder how the Key Mission is going to handle stitching and all that.
We will see.
We'll see. We're going to start with these. These are the cheap option. These are the cheap and dirty and get it done, and they're available now at cat5.tv/actioncam.
So get one.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you had fun.
Is that it? Is the show done?
Is it?
Is that it? Is
No.
that the hour over? It cannot be.
No.
No.
We're just starting.
Good.
I feel like
Back
I
in
need to-
time.
Yes.
Put your goggles on, your
Yeah.
googles.
My goggles.
Googles.
We got to pose for a picture with these on.
That is super funny. I wanted to not have my glasses on. I don't
can't
think
tighten
that they
them.
had glasses like this back
You don't think they
then.
did?
I don't think so.
No.
But I could
They
not
just
read
went
the
blind.
news. I could barely read the news anyhow.
Hey, I hope you folks had fun. Let us know what your favorite features of the new website are and what you think you'd like to see happen on the new website. There we go. Now I'm styling.
Oh, wowzers. So cool. You actually kind of look similar to this 360 cam.
Neat. It's all the time that we got.
All right. Well,
Did you do our tags for Tech Podcast Network? You did.
Yeah, I did. I did
Awesome.
that.
Well done.
I do my job.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Sasha, and hope you have a great night. Send us your pictures. Nobody called in via Skype. We're still getting used to the fact that we've got that. So, hey, don't forget that we've got Skype. So if you want to call in during a live show, all you have to do is add category5.tv and dial us up, ask your questions, interact with the hosts, and you can do that live.
It's going to blow my mind when that happens. I'm probably going to get up and
We got
do
one!
a happy
We got
dance.
one!
I know. You know when you've been fishing all day and nothing's happened and finally you get a fish? That's what it's going to be like. And
Just
be
like it.
Bah! Reel them in.
We're not going to know what to do. We're just going to start hyperventilating, and then we're going to fall out of the boat.
Yeah.
But that is all the time that we have for this week. So you have a fantastic week. We'll see you again next Wednesday night. Yes. Did it. First try.
Flawless Wednesday.
See y'all.
Bye.